good day to all of you. I'm Izel and welcome to PairFect. And today, alam niyo po, we are so blessed because we have the head of Corporate Affairs Group of BPI and Executive Director of BPI Foundation, Mr. Owen Cammayo with us. Hello. Hi, sir. Hello po. Kamusta po kayo?
Okay, Isel, I'm doing well. Thank you
Mhm.
for having me here in your show.
Yes, so kakamustahin natin siya about the latest developments now of BPI and how it has coped through the pandemic and more. So wag na po nating patagalin. My first question is, how has it been with BPI Foundation since the pandemic struck? I mean, did your people become busier or nagkaroon po ba kayo ng konting adjustments? Paano po?
Isel, that's a good question. No? But
Mhm.
I want to, ask you something to answer your question.
Okay.
Okay. So, did you know that the word crisis in Chinese is composed of two characters?
Mhm.
One is danger, the other one is opportunity.
Wow.
So, for me, it really makes sense. No? A
Mm.
crisis, how horrible,
Mhm.
still presents choice, an
Mhm.
opportunity.
Mhm.
So, it's very relevant
Mhm.
today.
Mhm.
Kung tayo
Mhm.
in lockdown, di ba?
Mhm.
And we're all scared of this pandemic.
Yes.
Uh, so to answer your question really is, we choose here in BPI Foundation and the entire BPI group, we choose to see this pandemic as opportunities.
Mhm.
Opportunity to develop more underserved
Yes.
communities,
Mhm.
opportunity to impact more
Mhm.
beneficiary,
Mhm.
opportunity to ignite the Bayanihan spirit
Yes.
in BPI and in our
Mhm.
community. And of
Mhm.
course,
Mhm.
again, to answer your question, yes, with more people in need,
Mhm.
we have been busier as ever,
Oo.
especially more than pre-COVID 19.
Yes, actually, more than ever. I would agree with that. Sir, what were the changes in your leadership style since, nagkaroon tayo ng new norm? Ito na nga yung everyone is, everything, the entire world turned digital. Ano yung naging adjustments ni BPI to cope with the times but still continue the business?
Obviously, we pivoted. No? We
Mm-hmm.
pivot significantly
Mm-hmm.
uh, to digital. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
One of the key trust or core trust of
Mm-hmm.
BPI is a
Mm-hmm.
really strengthened and
Mm-hmm.
fast
Sige,
digital
maghihinga ako.
in BPI Foundation. The entire almost full of 2020,
Mm-hmm.
we pivoted the way we wrote all our programs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, ano ba yung tanong mo actually? Was it about leadership or
Yes,
how
sir.
we
Changes in leadership and how BPI was able to cope up and still continue the business despite us turning digital in this new norm setup.
Okay, so I answered your first
Yes.
part question. No? So
Mm-hmm.
how we were able to cope, we pivoted to more digital ways and means of
Mm-hmm.
rolling out our
Ano?
interventions
Yes.
at the foundation. But
Mm-hmm.
in terms of leadership, let me quote a statement from Martin Luther King
Mm-hmm.
Jr. So he said, "No, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of challenging contrast."
Agree.
So I think it's reflective of how I am as a leader
Mm-hmm.
in the foundation. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, our immediate past president also said, instilled in our mind, no, to
Mm-hmm.
stand. So as a leader, now more than ever,
Mm-hmm.
it's critical that we lead by example.
Yes.
That's how I believe leadership should be.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the safety and security of employees and communities is paramount to me as a leader. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, I've always been, I've always practiced certain beliefs
Mm-hmm.
in the way I lead. And during this time, di ba, naging there's a notch higher than usual. So
Mm-hmm.
I always believed in agile leadership
Yes.
and flexibility and
Mm-hmm.
then compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Specific now that everything is so uncertain, diba? Everyone is dealing with his and her own problem. So, agile, diba? When I say agile, yung more resilient, diba? We need to learn quickly,
Adjust quickly.
adapt and
Yes.
change, right? I also learn, or I also empower others. For
Mm.
ability naman, you know, work from home, di ba? Mobile workforce,
Yes.
digital. So not as a legacy company, 170 years na ang BPI. And
Mm.
BPI Foundation, mga 43 years na. So
Mm.
it's really a legacy organization, and the flexibility part, the work from home, the mobile workforce, the digitalization. It's something. So we have to I mean, as a leader, I have to lead that,
Mm.
uh, walk the talk. And then lastly, yung compassion, yeah, diba? Trust, understanding, sensitivity, all those three things. Leading by being agile, being flexible, being compassionate, being extra compassionate.
Mm.
Those are the three things that
Mm.
I try to emphasize. I try to
Mm.
uh, to show,
Yes.
especially during these difficult
Mm.
times.
Mhm. Ayun. Sir, ano ko lang ask ko lang balikan natin kasi we've been 1 year through this pandemic and we're not exactly seeing an end in sight in the near future kahit pa siguro meron na tayong vaccine and all of that. Apart from the actual health crisis po, what is the biggest challenge that BPI actually faced all throughout this pandemic? If you could give it to us in a summary.
Well, in
Yeah.
BPI Foundation, no, I guess I said this earlier, the safety and security of employees is really paramount. So most of the challenges really faced is around, making sure that the unibankers, my subordinates, my team is safe and secure. So yung challenges really on physical health, di ba? In fact, two of my division heads had COVID-19. So that's a major challenge and roadblock. No?
Mm-mm.
There's also the concern about mental health. Again,
Yes.
I mentioned this earlier, yung
Mm-mm.
uncertainty, yung fear, yung panic,
Yes.
it's messing up our psyche,
Mm-mm.
and that's a real challenge. And
Mm-mm.
then I also mentioned this earlier, yung mobility, di ba? It's a
Yes.
flexibility ko. When I'm flexible as a leader, yung
Mm-mm.
mobility natin is an actual effect of being flexible. But
Yes.
uh, this mobility poses challenges because it's something new. Diba? First time for most of the unibankers, first time to be given access to mobility tools, first time to be able to work from home. Diba? And there are corresponding risks. Diba? Pwedeng, because you're not used to it, there could be
Mm-hmm.
risk of
Of
being
infection.
productive.
Yes.
Yeah, there can be risk on disengagement.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there could be risk on data security. So,
Mm-hmm.
meron naman tayong mga controls in place, but those are the challenges. Personally, as a leader of BPI Foundation,
Mm-mm.
those are the three things, no? Physical health, mental health, and then yung mobility natin.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Sir, I just like to know, no, I just like to go directly to how you take care of your employees when they actually get sick with COVID. Actually, but before that, sir, we would first pause for a short break bago niyo po sagutin yan. Magbabalik po ang PairFect.
Manong Joe po!
At Ate Maita,
Matapos ang magkasunod na buwang pagbaba, bagyang tumaas ang overall electricity rates ng halos 9 centavos per kilowatt hour ngayong buwan. At paalala lang po, maging energy efficient po tayo.
lalo pag mainit. Dahil mas hirap ang appliances at mas makonsumo. Buti may bright ideas tayo na based sa Meralco Power Lab tests. Engineer Alfred?
Alam nyo ba, Ang lumang aircon, mas mataas ang konsumo. Up to 682 pesos ang dagdag kada buwan kumpara sa bago. Mas energy efficient kasi ang technology ng bagong aircons. At kung inverter, pwedeng lampas 1,000 pesos ang savings per month. Piliin din yung may horsepower na sakto sa laki ng kwarto. Kung hindi, halos 1,000 ang extra gastos buwan-buwan.
Sundan ang tips na to. And visit our website para you have the power this summer.
Hello, yes, we're back on PairFect. I'm Izel.
And I'm Francine Marquez.
Yes, opo. Magkasama na kami dalawa ngayon.
Thank you to our advertiser, Angkas, for the ride.
Yan. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And of course, we are still with Mr. Owen Cammayo. Hi,
Hello,
sir!
Owen. Hi. Yes. Before we had the break, you were
Yes,
asking
actually,
about
before the break, I asked Mr. Owen, Sir Owen, or Owen na lang. Okay, Owen na lang, okay. Paano niyo po inaalagaan yung employees ninyo who unfortunately contract COVID? How is BPI helping them and taking care of them all throughout their ordeal with COVID?
We're fortunate no, sa BPI Foundation talagang we get exactly what our principal BPI provides its employees. So essentially, we're 100% subsidiary affiliated to BPI. So whatever BPI provides for the employees, natatanggap rin ng empleyado ng BPI Foundation. So to answer your question, from the onset, no, from the symptoms, diba, ma-confirm all the way to recovery hanggang mag-negative. Lahat po yan, BPI is part of the journey.
Wow.
Kasi, almost 20,000 employees tayo sa BPI group, and that's a lot of people to take care of. And we consider the bankers as our most valued asset. That's why we really take care of them. We have to, and we need to, and we want to. So need and want yan for BPI.
Yeah.
Owen, among the vulnerable in sectors that were affected by the pandemic are are entrepreneurs, the SMEs, and we know that BPI Foundation just launched the Sinag Spark Challenge 2021. Can you tell us more about it and how it can help our entrepreneurs, particularly the social enterprises?
Yeah, you're right, no, Francine. No? So, yung SME sector natin is badly hit. I mean, look at the market. I mean, the malls are out most of the time. I think in 12 months, ilang months lang sila nag-open, right? And majority of the SMEs, lease in the small malls, diba? Traditionally, all those restaurants, maraming tao, but ngayon, they have no place to sell, diba? So, itong social enterprise is a subsector of the SME mother sector, and with in BPI Foundation, we've identified this particular section as an underserved community, and we have a program called BPI Sinag, and it's on its 7th year this year. And tama ka, 2 weeks ago we launched a BPI Sinag Spark Ang PPI CNAG kasi it's really a holistic end-to-end program that aims to nurture and grow the SE sector, right? It started as a business challenge similar to yung mga reality shows natin, right? But now it has evolved, di ba? We're doing uh, enablement sessions outside of the business challenge activity. We're building a real community of SEs. We're even pushing for a national SE agenda this year. So we plan to work with the public sector, to formalize this subsector and enable more SEs to develop and then flourish as businesses. So anyway, itong business challenge that we launched 2 weeks ago, this will hopefully serve as a spark for SEs, di ba? Ang SEs natin is those enterprises that focus on the triple bottom line. What's the triple bottom line? People, planet, and profit. So yan po yung tinatawag nating SEs, and that's really aligned with our vision, sa BPI as a group. We want to build a better Philippines, and we see that an SE is a sustainable model for business.
Can you give us examples of past Sinag Spark beneficiaries, like some real stories that we want to hear from? I'm sure mga grassroots communities talaga to, spreading from probably an entrepreneur working with weaves from a tribal community, something. Can you give us more ideas about who the beneficiaries are?
Yeah, it's a broad spectrum. In fact, I think almost 200 na yung nasa community natin. Kasi 7 years na rin. Last year, the aim was to reignite, no? So it was BPI Reignite. This year it's BPI Sinag Spark. So from crafts to agriculture to even technology, there's a lot of SEs. But probably I can name mga tatlo. Siguro I'll give you my top three, that I find amusing. So last year there's this SE called Lola Sayong, no. So because of the pandemic, they did a pivot from being just a tourism hub or a surfing camp. They were able to pivot into a surfing farm, right? So what does that mean? With the money, the grant, and the technology and the intellectual resource they got from SINAG, they were able to pivot immediately. So yung mga surfers nila, the one who teaches surfing, diba, pag off-season, alam naman natin, tourism is very bad these days because of the lockdowns. So they transformed into farmers, diba? It's parang a resort, right? So the food they serve, they grow na, right? Instead of sourcing out dun sa property nila, they built their own farm, diba? They grew their own farm, they used it to serve for everyone and the entire ecosystem of that business.
Where is this located?
If I'm not mistaken, it's in Sorsogon, Kamsur.
Okay.
So Lola Sayong siya. So it's very, nakakatuwa, very innovative, and very, how do you call that? It's very, nakaka-inspire.
Oo,
It's
and I guess the business becomes more holistic, no?
Yes.
Parang aside from the beach activities, meron din extending up to wholesome food, to get well, which I think our tourism office is promoting right now. Parang wellness tours, eco tours, and farming is an aspect of that.
Agree. So that's one, no. Another SE that I would like to share is yung virtualahan. So this is a technology.
Virtualahan.
Virtualahan. Yeah, mahirap to pronounce, but it's an SE technology naman ang trust nila, no? They how do you call that? They focus on PWDs.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, they enable, they train, they enable, they provide kumbaga uh, enrichment and livelihood opportunities for PWDs sa technology based on technology. So this is something that's also very relevant during this time because everyone is going online, right? Everyone is staying in their homes, either in their computers, laptops, or cell phones, doing their business there. So imagine how impactful this business is. Sila yung nagtitrain eh, di ba? And plus, they cater to a badly underserved market, which is the PWDs. Diba? Only
Yes.
a few organizations would give opportunities for PWDs.
Oo,
And
oo.
itong virtual lahat makes sure that the opportunities are optimized. Diba? Kasi if you're a PWD, you have to be extra skilled, eh, right? To have a chance to compete with regular people. Diba? That's the reality. You know, it's not ideal, but that's reality. So, virtualahan, provides training, provides enrichment programs for specifically for PWDs.
Ang ganda
Okay?
naman. Ang ganda ng kwento kasi may inclusivity and we know na when the pandemic happened, yung unang nawawalan ng trabaho are the PWDs,
Yes,
diba?
correct.
So ito parang it's really promoting inclusivity in a kinder community.
Kumbaga,
Agree
yung mga
with you.
sectors that are mostly forgotten,
Oo nga.
na isasama talaga sila specifically, they're given another chance, training for whatever they can have in the future.
Oh. So
Tama.
thanks to
Tama.
BPI Foundation. And the third one that you were going to mention.
So agri naman, sa agri-business. So there's this SE called Organic Growth. So they started as a an organization who trains farmers, no, to grow organic vegetables, right? So organic farming ang thrust nila. And now they've transformed into a farm consultancy business. Diba? Not just training farmers, but even consulting with landowners, diba? Converting, transforming idle lands into productive farms. So, nakakatawa rin yan, di ba? Isipin mo, they just started training the farmers. Now they're dealing with landowners na. And they're helping, they help develop idle lands, making it a land for the owners and the community. Kasi if you have a land, di ba, ibig sabihin, you'll need farmers. Di ba? If you have farmers, they will plant. And if they have plant and produce, you can serve the community. So it's slowly building on the needs and the needs of the community, the entire ecosystem. So, I mentioned on one SE from tourism, one SE focusing on technology, and one SE focusing on agribusiness naman.
And sir, you've mentioned wonderful initiatives from the company, but I'd just like to know, what can Sinag Spark awardees get from BPI Foundation aside from the usual funding?
Okay, aside from the money, no, the grant, kasi we have actually the incentive there is the money. We provide seed money for outstanding business ideas or outstanding social enterprise ideas, right? But as I mentioned, the BPI Sinag has evolved into a holistic end-to-end SE program, right? So aside from cash grants, we also provide mga boot camps, diba? Exclusive mentoring sessions, and even this year, I think we'll have MBA-like programs for SEs para not just yung money kasi mauubos mo yan eh. if your business doesn't do too well, it's gone. But that's not the intent. But you have a safety net. The safety net is we transfer knowledge. Yung knowledge and experience, it builds on your template.
Okay.
So if you lose the money for some reason, hopefully you don't lose your templates in your mind. You're able to replicate them moving forward and improve on the mistakes you've done, and then succeed moving forward.
Mm.
So is there like a form of mentorship for the winners from the BPI Foundation?
Yes, ma'am. Not just from BPI Foundation. No? It's we have some partners po from BPI. Sorry, from Bayan Academy, from Ateneo, from even one of our subsidiaries in BPI. It's called BPI Banco. No? So those are mga like-minded organizations that we collaborate with for this SE holistic social enterprise program.
I guess that's one of the important aspects of social enterprises also. I mean, it starts with a dream of wanting to help a community, empowering them. But the end of the day, it's also about business, di ba? Yung how do you try to empower them financially as well.
It always goes both ways. How you can improve your business at the same time, how you can help, especially sectoral communities.
Oo. Kaya nga, BPI Foundation is there for the financial knowledge.
Especially at the time of pandemic. Kasi everyone is down and out. Everyone wants to start, but probably do not know where to start and wouldn't have the resources to start whatever they want to start with. So that's really a good initiative from BPI. Let's talk about, sir, social entrepreneurship. Why did BPI Foundation choose to focus on social entrepreneurship?
Kasi we know that you also do some art projects, right? You also promote arts and culture
Yes,
in
yes.
the foundation.
The BPI Foundation po, we focused on three advocacies essentially. No? One is wellness. Ang financial wellness po natin, nandiyan po yung financial education and then enterprise development and livelihood. So the second advocacy really is sustainable positive change. So under sustainable positive change, there's environmental sustainability and then there's arts management. Okay? Our third advocacy really is on bayanihan. So we're a staunch, we're a strong advocate for bayanihan. So under our bayanihan advocacy, we have initiatives for volunteerism. So mga employees ang volunteers namin dyan. And then we also have disaster relief and recovery. So which is very vital because we all know naman that the Philippines is a catch basin for anything natural
Anything
disaster.
natural.
But yeah, so going back to I think somebody asked, why did we choose,
Yes.
Yes.
In particular, SEs in particular.
Yeah. Well, it's essentially well aligned with BPI's vision. No? So ang aspiration natin sa BPI group is, a better Philippines, right? So for us, an SE kasi as mentioned earlier, it focuses on the triple bottom line, diba? People, planet, and profit, right? Ibig sabihin yan, these businesses, they provide social impact. Ibig sabihin rin yan, they are sustainable in theory. So for us, it's really, it's well aligned. It supports our aspiration of building a better Philippines, di ba? Sustainability and social impact. Well aligned with it's a region. Two key ingredients in building a better Philippines.
When do you get to travel also and visit the SEs under the Sinag Spark project?
Before 2019, we'd go on national road shows, no? Promoting and then encouraging local SEs to participate. Diba? Because this is, a bigger goal for us. Diba? In fact, I mentioned this earlier. We're working on a national SE agenda or a national SE paper uh, to be submitted to DTI, in the public sector para talagang ma-formalize ng sector na to. Because, we strongly believe that this sector has great potential. Diba? Imagine, itong social enterprises na to, they provide business solutions to address unmet and emerging social needs and gaps. Diba? They have the potential to make a difference. Create value and solve social challenges in sustainable ways. So, for us, no, these SEs talaga, they need to become part of the broader spectrum or broader ecosystem to address social needs. Yan po yung thinking natin, why we are really pushing for supporting SEs. So, ngayon naman, dahil pandemic, puro virtual tayo. Well, in 2020, we did that virtual roadshow. So, we'd set up with, partners from different regions, in 2020 kasi we focused on existing SEs in our community. But some of them also are outside of the NCR. So we reached out to them virtually. This year, it's now open to the rest of the SEs. So in fact, yung mga past winners ng SINAG, BPI SINAG, are disqualified temporarily for this year para give chance to others, right? So, but it's now it's open to national SEs. So we'll do virtual roadshows. We'll reach out to different partners in different regions, so Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
But how are you trying to reach out to this SE, especially since marami ding industries na tumigil, di ba? Like tourism, tapos siguro we had difficulty with logistics in terms of delivering their goods to their suppliers. What were those meetings like? Were you giving them advice on how to go about it? How did you go about the pandemic with your community?
It's for last year, syempre umpisa di ba? It was the new normal, start of a new normal. It was difficult in the beginning, but people got used to meeting virtually. Kita mo, look at this. Di ba? Instead of doing a TV or radio interview, we're doing it via Zoom or via YouTube, right? So sa umpisa lang, birth pains, obviously were there, but as people, these SEs got used to virtual meetings, naging okay naman. But this year, it's still ongoing. The how do you call that? We just recently launched it. So the search for SEs, diba? Who will compete for this year's BPI SINAG Spark is still ongoing. So the plan there is really to tap on the networks of our SE community, networks of our partners, and LGUs and other community leaders. Kasi like I said earlier, Francie, when we started your show with Isa, we see talaga this crisis or pandemic as an opportunity to face ang crisis natin eh. In Chinese, ibig sabihin ng crisis, it's danger and then it's opportunity. And we choose to the latter. So we see a lot of opportunities even amid all this chaos and lockdowns and uncertainty. So dire-diretso lang. Otherwise, di ba?
Oo, laban lang, sabi
Laban
nila.
lang.
Diba? Laban lang tayo kasi if we choose to be defeated by this pandemic, then wala.
Tama,
It's the end of us.
Oo. How are the entries coming along for the challenge?
Yes.
Kamusta naman?
2 weeks, no? 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. It's pretty healthy. I got updates and I'm excited. I'm really excited about this because this is a prelude to the bigger agenda for CNAG this year. For me, the bigger agenda really is making sure that the SE sector uh, is recognized as a formal sector in the Philippines by DTI. So if we're able to do that, accomplish that this year, it makes everything, all of the efforts worthwhile.
All right, sige. Sir, we do have a lot of questions for you later pa mamaya. But before that, we will again pause for another commercial break. Babalik pa ang PairFect.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Montero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Hatch something big. The all-new Honda City hatchback with 4 seating modes. Utility mode, long mode, tall mode, refresh mode. The all-new City hatchback. Hatch more life.
Of BPI Foundation.
Yes.
Sir, without going ahead, because entries are just coming in, what are your criteria for a good social enterprise?
Okay. Personally, I think all SEs are good businesses. No? They focus on the three P's. Diba? Importante yan. That's why we're pushing for this sector to flourish, right? But, to make it really good, I think it needs to be authentic, right? Uh, it has to, the SE has to believe and should be confident, in the solution they are developing or providing to make a positive difference. That's number one. Okay. Number two, it should be relevant. Again, in everything we do, we have to always think if it's really relevant. Does it make sense? Diba? And then lastly, it should be sustainable. Okay? So those are the three thing. If you ask me, diba? If I was judging, well, I judged last year and I was one of the judges. I see these three things mainly. But it has to be authentic, it has to be relevant, it has to be sustainable.
All right. So, sir, if given a chance, with everything that you said, given a chance, will you create your own social enterprise? If ever, what sector do you want to help?
Oh, it's a personal question.
Much of a entrepreneur, but if given the chance, really, I guess I'd highlight the relevance siguro. So I probably tackle the food insecurity or lack of basic food here in the Philippines. Di ba sabi nga nila, people are not dying because of COVID-19, they're dying because of hunger.
Yes.
They don't have anything. So I guess I tackle that social problem. Di ba? I create probably a restaurant that donates unused food to a local.
Wow, that's nice.
There are a lot of that. That would be good.
Something that probably I can do if given the chance. Diba? I can even collaborate with raise funds, diba? Outside of providing food for a local community pantry, not really providing but donating the unused food. Diba? Ang traditional practice, even hotels and restaurants, whatever is left, hindi na pwedeng, yung ibang restaurants or hotels, hindi na pwedeng mag-take out eh. Unless you sign a waiver or something. And then they just throw it, sayang. Diba? So, we'll devise a mechanism to make sure that, unused food is still safe, diba? And then donate it to a local community pantry. And then I can also probably, from time to time, collaborate with celebrity chefs, diba? Or fundraisers. Diba?
Yeah.
Give back to this community or where I operate in.
Nice. Wow.
I'm just curious, is there such a thing as a phase in social enterprises? Like, is there a point when it just becomes a full-blown company, a corporation, versus maintaining its status as a social enterprise?
Well, an SE, historically, kasi it's very new pa lang, no? Probably a decade or decade old pa lang yung concept ng social enterprise. So, to answer your question, yes, it can evolve. It could be a startup now, diba? A mid-size tomorrow, diba? It could be a full-blown large enterprise next year. Right? That's why this is itong BPIC that's one of its goal, diba? To entire journey ng isang SE from startup to mid-size to large, andun tayo, tumutulong, diba? Just to complete, no, kanina I forgot to mention, you were asking me, outside of the cash, what else do we provide for the SEs? Diba? We provide, again, seed money, the knowledge, and then we also provide distribution channels. Diba? In fact, this year, we're also collaborating with Ayala Land, no, to identify whatever SEs we have right now for this BPIC nag-spark, diba? Wherever their location would be, diba? There's a corresponding Ayala Land property that will serve as their distribution points of whatever products they or service.
Wow.
So it's really providing access opportunities, no, end-to-end po tayo, from some money, from a lot of knowledge to distribution points.
I guess it's important kasi in the long run, you also need your long-term vision, di ba? Your long-term goals as a business
Yes.
model.
Agree.
Yeah. So, Aizel,
Yes.
we have something up.
Yes po. Meron po kaming konting pag-game of some sort lang kay Owen. Ayan. Okay, so for this segment, we have what we call show and tell. Alright? Where we will show you photos from your Instagram and you will tell us the story behind that photo. So can we show the photos now? We have 5, I think.
This
5.
one.
So what's the story behind this photo?
This is a nice photo from Singapore, no? I think the lady beside me in the middle is the former executive director of BPI Foundation. So she was the one I replaced, si Marie Chris. So together, kasi when I joined BPI, I initially joined as head of corporate communication or corporate affairs, right? So last year, 2020, they made me concurrently as executive director also. So we moved the foundation operations under the umbrella group of corporate affairs. So this picture is a memorable picture because this is the first award, CSR award we got. Well, at least I got in BPI. No, we were recognized as I think best CSR company for Asia in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. 2018 or 2019.
All right. So, okay, can we go for the next photo?
Good.
Ayan! I recognize a familiar face.
Okay, another great pick, no. As you can see, si Yormes there. We're flashing our signed conforme. We signed an MOA uh, to pilot a very important program. It's called Sustainable Cities Program. So, ang City of Manila will be our pilot city. And the vision of this program is to convert uh, uh, cities in the Philippines into sustainable cities, one city at a time. So this was taken, I think, 2 3 months ago. We formally inked an understanding to make Metro Manila, or not Metro Manila, the city of Manila, the pilot for this program.
Wow.
What's the exact participation of BPI Foundation in this project?
We are funding the transformation. So we partnered with NRC, National Resiliency Council, right? So they have a program called Adopt City Program. So we're using that uh, template to roll out our sustainable cities program. So we'll see. This is a 3-year program. So essentially, we want to transform uh, Manila. Diba? Wait, let me check the numbers of hang on, I will, para meron tayong So, 1.7 or 1.8 million ang residents ng Manila at this time. Right? So, the goal really is to transform Manila, di ba? Economic, infrastructure, environment resilience, and sustainable development nila. Yan yung mga items na we will focus on in the next 3 years for us to convert and transform Manila into a sustainable city.
Are there other cities that you're also focusing on?
In the pipe, wala pa muna. Syempre, take a look at the need, no? Depending on, kasi we focus sa Manila kasi that's our tawag ito, capital city natin yan.
Yes.
Most probably, we have to work closely with NRC. So if this pilot goes well and then we continue with our partnership with NRC, diba? We'll have to work with them closely on what are the next cities in the pipe. Kasi meron rin silang internal assessments eh. So we have to agree. Halimbawa, they recommend, our next cities in the pipe would be Muntinlupa or say Quezon City. Diba? We have to align also. Does it make sense for us? Does it make sense for our country? Right? So wala pa. It's uncertain at this time, but we're hoping that this 3-year program with Manila flies high, and that it really creates substantial impact, and hopefully in 3 years time Manila will be a model for a sustainable
City.
Good to know.
Good to know that.
We have another photograph.
Oh, this one.
Ang payat ko pa dyan I think that was in 2014. Oh, no. 2014. No. Oh, when was this? I forget. 2016 siguro. 2016 or 2015. This is Crystal Brenner. She's Annie. She played Annie. I was with I wasn't with BPI yet. In that company, it's an integrated resort, no? So we organized stage plays, and one of the titles was Annie, and see Crystal Brimmer, this cute, lovely, a beautiful child played Annie. We were in Guam. Sa Guam kami niyan for an interview. I think, yeah, it's a local news team in Guam who welcomed us upon arrival. If you can see, hindi lang ata dito sa picture, but galing kaming airport niyan eh. Wala pang tulog because I think it was a midnight flight. So dumating kami madaling araw and then diretso kagad interview. Siyempre yung bata, fresh pa rin. Ako, wala na.
But that integrated resort is based in the Philippines or did you work abroad?
The Philippines.
Okay.
Because sa Guam, maraming Filipinos.
I see. That's why I had that road show.
Exactly. Plus, we want to attract a lot of tourists from different countries also, specifically those who have a lot of Filipino, what do you call that, population. And Guam is, what, 70% Filipino. Easily 300, 400,000 captive audience from Guam. And it's very near the Philippines. So very easy to go here.
Maybe know what you were doing back then? Were you involved in the entertainment or leisure activities of that resort?
Yeah, I was the head of corporate communications of that.
Okay.
It's a fun job.
Yeah. We have another photograph.
Kaso ba to? Grand Hyatt Manila. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a photo from one of People Asia's events. See, so it's in the ladies that's with me in that photo, part of my team yan.
Napansin ko lang yung mga photographs natin, you're always surrounded by ladies. And a girl. Si Annie. Yeah.
I need to change. I need to update my Instagram.
Do we have,
We attended a social activity. I think it's probably one of those awards night organized by People Asia magazine. And I brought along the team. Syempre, we can't do that now or even last year, wala na ganyan. But, I look forward to the time that we're able to do that again. Diba? There's nothing wrong with doing things virtually. Katulad niyo, diba? But nothing beats pa rin face-to-face.
Yes, definitely.
Lalo na when it comes to social enterprises. I was going to ask, when's the deadline of the Spark Sinag Project Challenge?
Hang on. Let me double check.
Or maybe I'm sure a lot of our viewers right now will be interested
I
to
think
participate.
I think end of the month ang deadline for applications. Marami na eh. We're doing road shows the past few weeks, and I think the response has been very healthy.
What's the rest of your schedule like? After the application is done, what are the next processes up to awarding siguro?
Yeah, after the application, start na yung mga assessment, mentoring, developing of the concept, right? So they need to pitch an idea. They need to pitch their business, for them to have a fighting chance of winning the grant. Diba? They compete. It's like a reality show talaga. So that's the parang concept and
When's the awarding?
Awarding is happening Q3.
Lapit na.
Mabilis ang... So by then you've already selected the the finalists. Is that how you call it?
Sorry, let me correct myself. It will happen. The deadline will be on July 7. The awarding will be on October.
So ang haba ng period for the mentorship, no?
Para masala, we were able to capture as much SEs, we're able to reach as much as SEs, and then we're able to properly enable them, diba? Guide them on how to develop or enrich or present whatever pitch they have.
Pero para sa akin, Aiza, that's already a win-win situation kasi na-train ka na and you're
Na-train ka
able
na.
to face
Even if you don't
diba?
get the grant, you can...
future, parang you already rehearse how it's like to apply for funding, parang with the program that you're offering.
Yeah, even after this particular business competition, you can use it. It's in your template na. It's in your it's in your system. You just have to embrace it, practice it.
Was that our fifth photo?
Yes, do we have another one last photo?
Ito.
Oh, there.
With worldwide.
Oh,
the
WWF.
Worldwide Fund, World Wildlife Fund.
Yeah, WWF is one of our partners. So, if I'm not mistaken, this was an MOA signing for one of our programs. I think it was Pagsibol. Pagsibol was a how do you call that? It's a program for to build community farming, encourage community farmings. So we've identified siguro 20 communities as beneficiaries of Pagsibol. It was a fundraising activity, but majority of the funding came from BPI Foundation. What we did was we partnered with WWF, identified 20 communities across Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, mga poor communities, and then established mga community farms. Doon sila, the community, halimbawa, community A, tuturuan kayong mag-farm, bibigyan kayo ng seed money, bibigyan kayo ng unang what to plant, the seeds, diba? We taught them how to raise them, and then whatever produce they have, it's distributed to the community.
Wow.
Ang ganda.
So it's a sustainable program.
Yeah, sustainable program, parang level up from the community pantry concept, no? Kasi you raise your own food
yes.
and then you distribute it to the community for their sustenance.
Pag dole out lang, paminsan, asa na lang ng asa. Diba? This concept is more sustainable and more helpful, really. Diba? People are encouraged to really appreciate, diba, what they have and what they don't have.
And very disciplinary.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I think
we want to ask you more questions about your project, Sinag Spark, the inspiring stories of the social enterprises, but we're out of time. So maybe, Owen, you can give us some parting words also, encouraging social entrepreneurs to join the project, as well as some lessons that you've gained in your experience with the challenge also.
Kala ko you're showing some scary photos and anyway.
But this won't be the last time we'll be interviewing you. So baka by the no, just kidding.
I'm always happy to engage with you guys and your viewers and readers. Okay, going back to your question, parting words to the SEs, no. So truthfully, honestly, to all SEs and to all our viewers, no. Truthfully, we believe that SEs is the way to go. Diba? It's a sustainable business model that will benefit, diba, the entire ecosystem that we live in. So that's something that we should all take note of. Diba? We should appreciate it. We should support it. Diba? If you know have a friend, you have a family member, you have an acquaintance who's into the triple bottom line, people, planet, profit, diba? Refer it to BPI Foundation, and we'd gladly uh, listen and explore opportunities to support. And as parting words, uh, ano ba, how do I say this? Okay, we are in the new normal, no? And I strongly suggest that we embrace it. Okay, let's adopt quickly. Let's learn fast. Let's be innovative, and more importantly, I guess, let's continue to help each other. Right. Lastly, let's spark hope and positive change for a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Towards an exciting new or next normal. Diba? Eventually towards a better Philippines. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. That
Oo,
was
ang
such an
ganda namang-
inspiring
yes.
message.
Oo. Parang talks about community, kindness, gratitude, and it really takes an entire nation to heal as one, as
Yes.
they say. And I think those are the values encapsulated in BPI Foundation. So thank you very much.
Sana marami pang other corporate institutions who could also copy what BPI Foundation is
Has been
doing para mas marami tayong matulungan na mga alam mo yun, mga sectoral communities that maybe are hindi na masyado napapansin ngayon, and initiatives like community pantries can only go so far. You really have to help them heal themselves, 'di ba? From yung pinaka kinasadlakan nila until they could go back to 'di ba?
And syempre, we're talking about 43 years of experience sa BPI Foundation, no? And 100 plus years sa BPI naman.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
almost.
Yes. Anyway, thank you very much, Sir Owen. It has been a pleasure having you.
Yes.
Thank you very much po.
Thank you, Aisel, and thank you, Francine. Thank you to Daily Tribune. No? Thank you also to Dina. I was telling Aisel that I've known Dina for 2 decades now. And started in Daily Tribune. And, I wanted to tell her on air that she has not changed a bit. She's exactly looks the same. The way the first time I approached her, I got to know her 20 years back. Ganyan pa rin siya. And it's just amazing.
She might have found the fountain of youth.
Yeah. And I guess it's also because she's lovely inside and out. Oh, Dina. Speaking from our hearts. So thank you, Owen. And to our mga katribu, I'm Francine Marquez.
Thank you, everyone, mga katribu. I'm Aisel.
And this has been PairFect.